Jake Delhomme with the rebuilt right elbow leads his team back onto the field. He played well in San Diego last weekend. Jeff Hangartner starts for the injured Travell Wharton at left guard. The rookie Jeff Ota, big man at right tackle, over 340 pounds. D'Angelo Williams starts at running back, and of course we'll see a lot of the first-round draft pick Jonathan Stewart. Jake Delhomme had a good game last week. That one touchdown pass as time ran out to Dante Rosario. Here's D'Angelo Williams, second-year running back. That's a couple of yards. Bears were strong against the run against Indianapolis last week. They were strong against everything, but especially the run. Here's their defense. They will rotate 7 defensive linemen. Dusty Dvorak, everybody on the Bears team talking about his presence. Brian Urlacher wears the communication helmet, and of course he is the big leader along with Lance Briggs as linebacker. Charles Tillman and Nate Basher, outstanding quarterbacks, and Mike Brown solidifying the secondary. Back at safety. Second down, the play fake by Delhomme. Swings it out to his tight end, Jeff King. King up to the 28-yard line, where Hunter Hillenmeyer took him down.
He's every bit of 335 pounds.
Same alignment for Carolina on 3rd and 7 now. Delhomme out of the shotgun. Blitzed by Brown, and he was hit as he throws incomplete. Late blitz from the safety Mike Brown, hit Jake Delhomme and forced the errant throw.
Mike Brown does a great job right here at timing this bad boy up just right. He's going to shoot in there on Delhomme right on the snap, unblocked. I mean, he just puts his crosshairs on him. Real good work, too, by Israel Adonijah, eating up the right tackle to get him out of the way of Mike Brown so he could go in untouched.
You saw the dangerous Devin Hester deep. They want to punt away. The punt is blocked. Blocked by Darryl McClover. Recovered and running for a touchdown by Brandon Lloyd. Special teams for the Chicago Bears. There's a flag down, but the signal was touchdown. There's a flag down near the end zone. But what a play by the Chicago Bears special teams unit.
Just on the kickoff.
That's on Brandon McGowan.
He's right here, and Sam, it looks like he just goes right by Nick Goins, who's supposed to kick out to block him. He just gives him a little one-timer. Landon Johnson, the up-back, does not even look that way. He took it right off the kicker's foot.
Remember, part of that is Jason Baker trying to angle that punt away from Devin Hester.
That wasn't even close. It looked like he's clearly recovered from his Tommy John surgery, and that injury's been hurting him for about 3 years up until he finally popped it out last year in week 3. He's got all the zip back in the ball.
D'Angelo Williams cuts it back. The Bears are there. He's trying to fight off the tackler. Charles Tillman got about 1.5 yards on the play. Tillman with a good job. Jake Delhomme in week 3 in Atlanta went back, threw a nondescript pass, but then he came up holding his elbow. Something popped in there. He went out, had big-time surgery. They fixed 4 things.
Look at that scar.
Ligament in the elbow, hole in the forearm muscle, floating bone, and a bone spur. And now he's paying 3. 2 tight ends in. Rosario and King. This is Williams. Nice hole. Brought down by the safety, Kevin Payne. Just short of the first down line. It's going to be a 3rd and 1. Nice run. Good blocking up front for the Panthers.
And you watch the Bears, you're going to see this all day, mugging up at the line of scrimmage. Urlacher and Briggs, and this one's going to come straight downhill, right in the gap where Lance Briggs should be. You see the right guard, Kedrick Vincent, just pushed him out of his gap integrity. Marcus Harrison right there, 94, gets chopped down. That's why you got the crease for D'Angelo Williams.
2 tight ends. Jonathan Stewart in for D'Angelo Williams. Stewart moves up. It's Brad Hoover, the fullback, and he's got a first down. Straight ahead power of the veteran fullback, Brad Hoover, in his 9th year out of West. 3 years with the Bears. Jonathan Stewart following Brad Hoover. And a good tackle up at midfield. Short pickup.
Jonathan Stewart.
Muhammad. A 2-game team suspension. He cannot be around the team. He will rejoin the team tomorrow. Hussein Muhammad in motion. Off the play fake. The blitz. Quickly out to Hussein Muhammad. Slipped one man. Fights his way for about 2 yards. Bears had it well covered. Brian Urlacher with the tackle of his good buddy that They used to go hunting on Tuesdays.
Good friends. And again, as Urlacher said, the guy was a terrific teammate, a great guy in the locker room and on the practice field. You know, the Bears will want to do that in terms of giving you that throw in the no-cover zone. And that's 0 to 5 yards. They call it level 1 of the passing game, and then they'll just rally up and make tackles. The integrity of their defense is not broken. They like it when you throw it right in front of their tackling linebacker.
Have to get to the 41 for a first down with 3 wide receivers in. Delhomme in trouble, and Alex Brown with the sack. Alex Brown has regained the starting position at defensive end, and he has played well to start this season for the Bears.
Well, and this time you'll see the Bears do run their cover 2. Urlacher's going to bail right to the middle of the field. I mean, here's DJ Hackett over here on Charles Tillman, who really played well last week against Indianapolis. And then there's the sack right there. Bull rush from Alex Brown.
1st and 15. And here is Matt Forte, and nothing there. Strong play up front. Time for an update on the Giants and the Rams. Let's go to Kurt Menefee.
Maybe the beginning of another long day for St. Louis. Not much pressure on Eli. No coverage on Plexico Burress. That's a 33-yard score, and just like that, Giants on top of the Rams, 7-0. Back to Sam, Tim, and hopefully a dried-out Chris Myers.
That's right. Thanks, Kurt. Giants, Eli Manning hit 10 passes to Plexico Burress in their opener. Hester and Lloyd, the wide receivers. Bears back on their own 4-yard line. On 2nd down, a pump fake. Orton throwing deep. Nice adjustment by Brandon Lloyd. Beautiful catch. And he is down at the 36-yard line. He was one-on-one against Ken Lucas. A 32-yard pickup.
What a play here by Brandon Lloyd. This is what this guy can do, because Lucas is in real good coverage. He's using the sideline. He's man coverage. Brandon Lloyd, it's underthrown. I don't think he intended it to be that fly stop route. It was just an underthrown ball, and Lloyd adjusted and went back and got it for the big first down.
Brandon Lloyd, after 2 years in Washington, coming to the Bears as a free agent. Matt Forte gets up to the 38-yard line. What a debut for Matt Forte. The 2nd-round draft pick out of Tulane. He said he had realized a dream when he was in Indianapolis last week, and he said he had to calm himself down before the game started.
I couldn't believe how big he was. I mean, every bit of 6'2". You don't see a lot of 6'2" running backs in this league that have the quicks into the hole that he does.
Orton changing the play on 2nd and 7. With time out of the backfield, the fullback, Jason McKee, and he's up to the 44-yard line. John Beeson, the middle linebacker, with a tackle. Last week in Indianapolis, what a debut for Matt Forte, the rookie out of Tulane. He rushed for 123 yards, including this 50-yard touchdown run. First rookie to start a season at running back for the Bears since Walter Payton in 1975. 3 wide receivers in for the Bears on 3rd and 2. The end around, Rasheed Davis, first down with a lot of running room. Davis inside the 40-yard line. Chris Gamble made the stop after a 17-yard gain on the end around.
Tyler Brayton here is the guy. Watch him close down on the line of scrimmage. He thinks to run away. Now he recognizes it. Oops. As he recognizes it late, Rasheed Davis picks up a nice chunky yardage. DN's got to play that better.
Panthers have changed defensive tackles. Darwin Walker and Gary Gibson in. Quick out to Davis. And he's tripped up with an ankle tackle by Ken Lucas. Davis gets down to the 35-yard line. Bears is still searching for that top-notch receiver. They tried it when Muhsin Muhammad was brought in. They brought Marty Booker back, who had a 100-yard season in 2001.
Trying to make Devin Hester a receiver. They don't know who their number 1 is yet. It's going to be a work in progress as this season goes on. Last week, Orton found 8 different targets in that football game against Indy.
He's 3 for 3. Nice hole. And a good run down to the 28-yard line for Matt Forte. It's a first down. 7-yard pickup for the first down. Bears last week ran the ball a lot on first down.
I think they felt like they really had an advantageous matchup against Indianapolis. This is a different animal today. Indy's small, quick at the defensive line. This group here in Carolina, much bigger and much more physical.
Charles Johnson in at defensive end for the Panthers. Here's Forte. It's down to the 25-yard line. Forte, a strong runner. If there was a knock on him coming out of Tulane, it was that he ran too high.
Yeah, but here's my take. You go to a small school like Tulane, and they ran a spread offense his first 3 years there. Then they went to the zone running scheme his senior year. He exploded with over 2,000 yards and 23 touchdowns as the guy. I mean, for defenses, every week it was 11 guys trying to stop Forte, and they still couldn't do it.
Two tight ends in. Orton under pressure gets it to Olsen, who dropped the ball, and it's recovered by the Panthers. John Beeson. Ken Lucas knocked it out of the hands of Greg Olsen, and John Beeson, the middle linebacker, recovered, and a turnover by the Bears. Austin. Bears with a lead on the block punt and return for a touchdown. Angelo Williams slipping a tackle, taking a hard hit at the 42-yard line. Let's check out the Packers and the Lions. Kurt, what's happening?
Well, it's a nice play if you're a Packer fan. Aaron Rodgers evades the rush and then finds James Jones for the touchdown. And just like that, Packers on top of the Lions, 7-0. Sam, Tim, and Chris.
Thanks, Kurt. Can't be happy in Detroit. Bad start for them, but Aaron Rodgers looking good.
See him get his first Lambeau leap on Monday night.
He didn't make it in. On 2nd and 12, Williams picks up a block of Diedrich Vincent, but a good tackle by Hunter Hillenmeyer, and Kevin Payne stops him before he turned the corner.
They really like Kevin Payne, number 44. Young player, had a broken arm last year. I think in retrospect, they wish they would have kept him up on the roster rather than putting him on injured reserve. You just can't replicate game reps on Sundays, but he's a big hitter. And you could see there as he came back from the deep safety spot to get D'Angelo Williams for a minimal gain.
Passing situation, Israel Adonijah comes in on the defensive line. Brandon McGowan, 5th defensive back.
These are where those pre-snap penalties kill you. 3rd and long again for Carolina.
3 wide receivers and the tight end. The pass deflected away at the line. There's a flag on the play.
Chirping on the bench. Brian Urlacher said he's a guy that's always barking about something. So far, the Bears defense doing their job on the ball. Sam?
Thanks, Chris. Bears start from the 8 off the play fake. Orton gives it to Matt Forte, who's out of bounds up across the 15-yard line. Charles Godfrey, the rookie safety out of Iowa, chased him out.
That's
Forte,
one thing.
Good receiver as well out of the backfield.
Absolutely, and I think benefited from running that spread offense early in his career at Tulane. And I think his coach down there, he told him, look, if you want to play at the next level, you got to learn to catch the football. Spent a lot of time on the jugs machine at practice. And Sam, he had 103 catches coming out of college, so clearly he is going to be a weapon for Chicago out of the backfield through the air.
2 tight ends in. Forte, nice hole, trying to break it. And tough to bring down. Charles Godfrey had him. He broke that tackle. Took a couple more men to get him down. A pickup of 18 on the play.
And look at what they did last week on 2nd down. Not real good on 1st down, but you look at 2nd down, and that's the #1 deal right there, which really put him into the 3rd and marginal. They were 10 of 16 on 3rd down, and this, right up the gut, is a 2nd down run.
Marty Booker in at wide receiver along with Rashid Davis. Bears out to their 34. On 1st down, it's Forte cutting it back, and not much that time. Well covered by the Carolina defense, led by Niall Diggs and Thomas Davis. Their starting defensive line back in there. There'll be a lot of rotation. There's Niall Diggs coming out. Kevin Jones has come in for the Bears in the backfield.
Kyle Orton's got a good tempo with this offense right now. Not a lot of wasted time in the huddle, getting to the line of scrimmage, making his checks, and getting the play off.
2 tight ends, Greg Olsen and Desmond Clark. Short drop by Orton, out to Clark, cuts it in. Nice move. He's got a 1st down and is across midfield. Big Desmond Clark. He's got a nice little move there.
He's an underrated tight end. And you see who they went after. They went after Landon Johnson, who just came.
Start the second quarter. Bears offense has looked good. They've got 2 tight ends in. Orton with time, going deep, and overthrows Brandon Lloyd. First incompletion for Kyle Orton in the game. He hit his first 6 before that throw was too long for Brandon Lloyd.
I told you he had a good rhythm going. He's got a good tempo going with this offense, and not only 6 for 6 to start the game, but 6 different targets. He's already hit 6 different receivers in this football game.
Bears offense has moved the ball well, 112 yards to only 20 for Carolina, but that fumble by Greg Olsen cost him. Charles Johnson in at defensive end, number 95 for Carolina. Matt Forte back in the backfield for the Bears. With 3 wide receivers in. Evan Hester is there. It's Forte. Nifty moves through the hole, gets down across the 45 to the 44-yard line. John Beeson, the middle linebacker, with a stop. Good start to the game for Matt Forte. 7 carries, 36 yards.
Sam, watch Chris Harris come from this part of your screen right here. And he is going to fly in here and hit Roberto Garza right in the chest plate. Pow! You talk about trying to get in the backfield and take out that lead blocker. Strong safeties aren't supposed to do that to 310-pound offensive guards.
He's been waiting for this game since he was traded in August of last year. Here's 3rd and 4 with Orton out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Orton fires, and it's caught at the 35-yard line by Brandon Lloyd. A first down.
What a throw by Kyle Orton. You talk about a laser. My goodness. I mean, he squeezed that right in between the corner Gamble and the linebacker Thomas Davis. There was not a lot of room to get that ball in there. I mean, that is a dart.
Talk to Kyle Orton, who started 15 games as a rookie, and we asked him, how do you feel about this year compared to the rookie year? He says, I'm ready to play now. He's matured, and he's been a good leader. Forte gets a couple down to the 33-yard line. Bears want to be a running team. They didn't get the running they wanted out of Cedric Benson, the former first-round draft pick. They let him go after some off-the-field problems as well. Forte, they love him.
You think of the great teams the Bears have had over the years, in particular the last 2 Super Bowls, it's about running the rock. We know who did it back in '85, and it was Thomas Jones a few years ago for the Bears when they went to the big game against Indianapolis.
Forte straight ahead. Nice blocking up front for the Bears, led by Olin Kreutz, the center. And it's close to the first down line. Kreutz is the heart and soul of that offensive line.
No question. And I don't know about you, but just turning on the tape, you sense a connection from the offensive line to the running back that was never there when Benson was there. Again, this one right in between Kreutz and Roberto Garza, just a lead ISO play. And they take that defensive tackle about 3 yards off the ball to make a nice running lane for the rookie Forte.
On 3rd and inches, McKee for a first down with power. The fullback needed inches, and he got 5. And again, good blocking up front for the offensive line, which has been retooled. They picked Chris Williams, rookie out of Vanderbilt, as their first-round draft pick, but he suffered a back injury in training camp, and they've held a roster spot for him. But John St. Clair's done a good job at left tackle.
He has played well, and in the idea of drafting Chris Williams, they wanted to move John Tate and did move John Tate over to right tackle.
Again, straight ahead. Short pickup for Forte down to the 18-yard line. And we'll check out Chris Myers, see if he's dried off. Chris.
I'm cooling off a little bit, Sam. Matt Forte, remember at age 6, told his dad, who was a defensive tackle at Tulane, I want to be a professional football player. His dad said he didn't even really know what that meant at that time, but he's worked hard for that. Bob Toledo at UCLA said this guy could be as good as Marcus Allen or Deshaun Foster if he continues to work at it. He's never a problem. He'll never be a problem.
Thanks, Chris. On 2nd and 8, quick for Marty Booker. Booker with a catch brought down at the 14-yard line. Marty Booker back with the Bears after 4 years in Miami. Has now
per carry today. They are winning at the point of attack.
2 tight ends in on 3rd and 4. 13th play of the drive for the Bears. Orton steps up, finds a man, Devin Hester. Hester to the sideline, out of bounds at the 8-yard line. It's a first down for the Bears. Boy, they're mixing up the offense pretty well.
I'm telling you, Orton is playing really well. He does such a terrific job of just stepping up in the pocket. It's real subtle because Julius Peppers has a real good rush coming from his left side. It's just a little shuffle step up to the pocket. Devin Hester on a drag route, first down. That was the 13th play of the drive.
Last week, the Bears were 10 for 16 on third down. This week, they are 4 for 4. And you see Orton 9 for 10. There's Forte, not much there. Keeps pushing and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Not much more. It'll be a 2nd and goal for the Bears, who are controlling the football. That's something they wanted to do. Control the clock, control the football, running it well, and making passes, executing the passing game when they have to. It's 2nd and goal at the Carolina 8. Two tight ends, Greg Olson and Desmond Clark. Two wide receivers and Forte in the backfield. Everybody out. Orton throws, and it's broken up. Ken Lucas and Chris Harris covering Rasheed Davis. And Harris plays to the crowd, the former Chicago Bears safety.
And they only rush 3 guys. They drop 8 into coverage, so they're going to bracket Rasheed Davis right there. He's in between Kenny Lucas and Chris Harris. They both laid a pretty good hit on him. It was Kenny Lucas, though, that got the hand in and deflected the ball before Rasheed Davis could catch it.
Charles Johnson at the defensive end for Carolina. Richard Marshall in as a 5th defensive back. 3rd and goal at the 8. Orton steps up, changes the play.
Doing a lot with these safeties, trying to get into the mind of Kyle Orton.
Low throw, that was incomplete. He rushed it a little bit to get it out to Rasheed Davis with the play clock running down. There. Carolina from the 19. Straight ahead with D'Angelo Williams. It's about 2 yards on the play. Carolina's had 2 3-and-outs in 3 possessions. That's on Mike Brown, the safety. Another man that the Bears are happy to have back. Dvorak is in his 3rd season with the Bears, but this is only his 3rd NFL game.
From
He's been
coaches to players, they love that dude.
Yes.
In terms of his nastiness. He's got a mean disposition. He's just a very, very good football player. Good to see him on the field.
Loaded backfield. Here's D'Angelo Williams with a good hole up front. And a first down. We go to Kurt Menefee for an update on the Packers.
And an update on Aaron Rodgers. Completed 80% of his passes last week. Today he's 14 of 17 with 3 touchdowns, including that 29-yarder to Jordy Nelson with 21-0.
Thanks, Kurt. Once again, up-tempo for Carolina. Now Delhomme steps back. Changes the play. First down for the Panthers at their own 32. And here's D'Angelo Williams again, and the Bears are right there to stuff him. Maybe a gain of a yard, led by Dusty Dvorak, the man that Tim Ryan talked about, number 98.
And what you want to do is if you're an O-lineman, you want to get 98 off his feet and chop to the ground. Watch how he uses his hands here. He just pushes Hangartner away, stays on his feet. That is perfect execution when you talk about interior defensive line play. Offense versus lost yardage and penalties.
Have to get to the 43 for a first down. Delhomme short drop, and this time he hooks up with Muhsin Muhammad, and that could put him at 10,000 yards. He had a short pickup earlier. He needed 10 yards coming in for 10,000 in his career. And Muhsin Muhammad has done it on over 10,000 yards. Started his career with Carolina. 9 seasons here. He went to a Super Bowl with them. Then he signed with the Bears. Played 3 seasons with the Bears. And also went to a Super Bowl with Chicago. And now re-signing as a free agent. In his 13th NFL season, Muhsin Muhammad going over 10,000 career receiving yards. Delhomme on 3rd down. Outside, the pass too high for DJ Hackett. Well covered by Nate Vasher.
When Kyle Orton won the starting job, he did it by winning over his teammates. Lovie Smith said he was voted team captain by his teammates because of the way he handled the non-starting years. Orton said he didn't expect it. It's a great honor, almost emotional about receiving that honor. Sam, Tim?
Thank you, Chris. On first down, Kevin Jones hit by Julius Peppers, bounced off and just got back to the line of scrimmage. John Beeson wrapped him up. Carolina Panthers are hoping that Julius Peppers will regain that form that made him one of the dominant players in the league a couple of years ago.
You go back to the 2006 season, and for the first 10 games, he was the best player in the league, bar none. And then out to last year, only 2.5 sacks. He hasn't been the same, but he has flashed a couple of times in this game with a few big plays already.
On 2nd and 10, Orton has time. And he tried to force it in, and it's almost intercepted. 3 men around Brandon Lloyd. And that pass just fell out of the reach of Thomas Davis.
And out as this offensive line on both sides, a little edgy.
Still 3 wide receivers in. Pressure from Peppers. They've got him. Peppers with the first hit. Damian Lewis finished it off for the sack. First sack given up by the Bears. 47 with D'Angelo Williams and Brad Hoover in the backfield. King motions. The play fake. DeLome puts it up for DJ Hackett. Nice adjustment on the play against Charles Tillman. And there's a flag on the play back at the line of scrimmage.
Illegal formation. Offense. 6 men on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty.
Oh, man.
Repeat first down.
John Fox can't understand it. That kills a great play. It was a 23-yard pickup. So that brings the Panthers back to their own 48-yard line. 1st and 15. Panthers have all their timeouts remaining here in the first half. Offensively, Carolina with just 40 yards total offense.
They'd crushed themselves just with elementary mistakes in this first half.
The Bears crowding the line of scrimmage. DeLome gets time, has a man, and it's just too high for Jeff King. The tight end, Mike Brown, covering on the play. Prison break tomorrow night. Don't miss it, Tim. It's getting good.
It's all about Scylla, isn't it?
That's right.
Huh?
This season it is. They've got to find Scylla. Right here, the Panthers have to find their offense. They've not gotten into any kind of rhythm. Jake DeLome just 3 for 17 for 18 yards. 2 tight ends in, King and Rosario. There's D'Angelo Williams. And the Bears territory back to the original line of scrimmage, the 47. So it's 3rd and 15. 3 wide receivers. They split out the tight end Rosario. DeLome fakes, draw play to Williams, and he's hit for a loss. Outstanding play up front. Adewale Agunlea, who had 2.5 stuffs. That is a tackle for a loss by the running back last week. Gets one here.
And he's going to come inside from the left defensive end spot. He just slants, and they call that a pirate. He just crutches right down inside, anticipating the inside run away.
9-yard line, so the Panthers wasted outstanding field position. Penalties hurt. Forte across the 10-yard line to the 11, picks up 2. Forte and McKee in the backfield as the Bears start from the 6. 1st and 15. Forte takes it outside. Nice move. Flag on the play. May negate a good run by Matt Forte. 4-yard line. There's Forte again behind McKee, and this time he's wrapped up as he got to the 5-yard line. Good work by the Carolina defense, led by Thomas Davis. To the 19 for a first down. 2 tight ends in. They split Olsen to the left. And Forte straight ahead. Couple of yards on the play, and the Panthers will get the ball back.
We want to stick together. He said it wouldn't have been good for me if I wouldn't have forgiven him.
Thanks, Chris. Panthers at the Bears 24. Blitz coming. Delhomme wings it out, and Rosario, who had slipped, gets up and catches the ball at the 17-yard line. Nice play by the tight end, Dante Rosario.
Real athletic play. Haven't slipped, as you said. Got back up. Still kept his concentration to make a 6-yard gain.
2nd and 4. Panthers have 1 timeout remaining. Delhomme. This time he gets time. The pass, I don't know if it was tipped or slipped out of his hands. I think it may have slipped out of his hands with the heat and the humidity.
John Fox, as bad as his team has played, and it hasn't been good this first half, I mean, they got to get some points here. And I mean, really, their defense has given up 3 points. It's 10-0. The touchdown came via a blocked punt as Brandon Lloyd picked it up and ran it into the end zone. So as bad as it's been, if they can get some momentum here going in before halftime, I think he'll feel pretty good about his club's chances coming out and starting to fire on all cylinders in the second half.
Have to get to the 13 for a first down. Nick Goings in the backfield now for Carolina. 3 wide receivers. The fake, the draw, the Bears have it. Blitzing from the outside was Lance Briggs with a good hit. Brandon McGowan, the nickel safety, came in and made the stop along with Lance Briggs.
And they bring them both from the edges. Here's Briggs here, here's McGowan over here, and you watch them both. Boom, boom, as they converge on Nick Goings.
So now here's a 4th down play, and
Great, but he wants 3 turnovers a game from them. And he said, we don't need to open it up in the second half. We can do what we do on offense, and that's run the football. Sam, Tim?
Thank you, Chris. Play fake by Orton on first down. Gets it out to Matt Forte, and he's hit immediately. Thomas Davis leading the way on the tackle of Matt Forte. Matt Forte, 14 carries, 53 yards in the first half after the big game in his NFL debut last week. Kyle Orton in the first half, 10 of 14, 85 yards. It's Forte, cutback. Nice move by Forte and a good run up to the 36-yard line. Chris Harris on the stop, but it's a first down for the Bears.
Look at the vision here on the cutback, and all the linebackers and safeties. You see Harris right there, Thomas Davis, they all overrun it to the right. He sees it with his vision, cuts back right downhill. Big positive gain of 10+.
He's spotted at the 37.
Remember what I said earlier about being a big guy and getting to the hole quick? I mean, he doesn't play like a guy 6'2", 220 pounds.
Nice lead blocking by Jason McKee on the play. Orton checking off at the line. Short drop. Completes to Brandon Lloyd. Almost lost the ball, but holds on at the 42-yard line.
And they will take that all day. And that's what Ron Turner talks about with Kyle Orton. You always say you got to manage the game. Don't make mistakes. When Orton looks up and he reads coverage and he sees that they are committing an 8th guy, an 8th defender down into the run box, he looks out to the corners. He sees a cushion. His receiver a little side adjust. There's Ron Turner, the OC, runs a hitch route. Easy 6 or 7 yards.
Gary Gibson in on the defensive line for the Panthers. Forte slowed down in the backfield, gets maybe a yard on the play. Niall Diggs, good penetration on the play, slowed down Forte enough for the rest of the Panthers to get there. There's the 9-year veteran, Niall Diggs. Can't be too happy after your USC Trojans beat his Buckeyes last night.
Holy cow. You talk about winning at the line of scrimmage. You watch that USC pass rush? Wow, wicked.
Here comes 3rd and 3 for Chicago. 5 defensive backs in for the Panthers. Charles Johnson in at defensive end. There's 4 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. Orton, short drop, and it's dropped. Right in the hands of Rasheed Davis, and he didn't hold on. That won't secure a job for him. Wilkes, 3rd year as defensive back coach for the Bears. Panthers from the 11. Delhomme under pressure. The long pass is caught. A great catch by Muhsin Muhammad. Delhomme was under extreme pressure when he got rid of it. 33-yard pickup.
Watch the blitz come this way. Jake Delhomme, bailout throw off his back foot. Muhsin Muhammad just adjusts real good and bending it back inside. Nate Vasher thought it was offensive pass interference. Terrific play by Muhsin Muhammad.
Best play of the game for Carolina. Pressure again. The ball coming loose, and it's taken away by the Bears. On the move is Charles Tillman, and he's knocked out of bounds by D'Angelo Williams. Now, I don't know if Jeff King, the tight end, ever had possession of that ball. That's my question.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter because I don't think it ever touched the ground. That's an interception any way you look at it. Look at the break there by Tillman. He is a takeaway artist. That ball never touches the ground. I mean, it pinballs between 3 or 4 players. And Tillman, who's as good as anybody in terms of takeaways. Well, there's Kevin Payne. He's the guy knocking it out. Then it looked like Daniel Manning came in and got a piece of it, or Brandon McGowan, one or the other. And Tillman's the guy that comes up with it. Mr. Dependable in terms of creating and getting those turnovers.
Bears defense does it again. From the 23, Forte down to the 20-yard line. Outstanding. How about all the Bears players that were around the ball?
That's what I said in the open about swarming to the football. Remember what I said? Swarm is a key word when you talk Bears defense. When you talk about them, it is snap to whistle. And guys do not slow down until they hear that whistle blown, trying to get to the football. And good things happen, Sam, to guys that run to the ball for 60 minutes.
Marty Booker and Brandon Lloyd, the wide receivers, on 2nd and 7. Blitz coming. Orton. Brandon Lloyd on the catch down at the 15-yard line with Chris Gamble covering. It'll bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Bears. Well, after the big play, the big pass play from Delhomme to Muhsin Muhammad, the turnover hurts the Panthers. Carl Johnson in at defensive end for the Panthers in pass rush situations.
How about all the blitz looks by both teams? I mean, these defenses are not sitting back in that traditional zone defense. They are turning up the heat on both sides.
3 wide receivers in. Rasheed Davis. Orton checking off. Short drop. Throws on time and a completion to Brandon Lloyd down at the 1-yard line. Good timing on this play between Orton and Lloyd.
And this is where Kyle Orton has grown. I mean, the coverage is over the top. He's going to backdoor, back shoulder, fly stop is what you call it. There's several names for it. But the quarterback sees the window backside and then expects the receiver to adjust. Real good play by Kyle Orton from the neck up and then executing the throw.
5th catch of the game for Brandon Lloyd. The ball is inside the 1. 1st and goal. McKee, the fullback, lunging for the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. So the Bears take advantage of the turnover. The defense did the job. The interception by Charles Tillman sets up the touchdown.
This is all second effort. And they got McKee stopped right there. He just lunges over the pile. They were so close to the goal line on about the 6 inches away from the goal line.
Pre-game show at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. From the 20, Jonathan Stewart, 2nd carry of the game. A helmet popped off of Marcus Harrison, a rookie who is very, very impressive. 3rd-round draft pick. They felt he had 1st-round talent. Right now he's leading in tackles. He played a little over 20 plays last week at Indianapolis, and they want to get him more playing time.
He gives him great versatility. He can play what you call the 3 technique, which is Tommy Harris's position, outside shade of the guard, but he's versatile enough, too, if you have to, you can lock him down right here where Dusty Dvorak is, and he can play nose tackle as well.
Malone calling the play at the line as 2 tight ends in, 2 wide receivers, and Jonathan Stewart is the running back. The play fake. Delhomme connects with DJ Hackett. Nice comeback by Hackett working against Nathan Vasher. And Hackett is up to the 44-yard line, his 1st catch of the game.
And look, they ask a lot out of these corners when they're in that mug-up look. And I mean, they've got to start hitting that. If you're Carolina, you know that you got one-on-one matchups out on the edge. There's so many guys with the safeties and the linebackers committed at the line of scrimmage in that aggressive mug-up that you've got to take your shot, especially with the height advantage of your wide receivers for the Panthers.
Tommy Harris Myers back in on the D-line for the Bears. It's Stewart with power, breaking a tackle, and another one. Jonathan Stewart with a big gainer. Oh, he's got some strength and power, and he's down at the Bears' 31-yard line, a pickup of 24.
I told you, he is a truck with high-octane gas. He's going to break a tackle by Alex Brown first. There's one. Pow. Now it's Kevin Payne coming up 44. There's another one. There's a third one on Mike Brown. Now Tillman and Vasher, last line of defense, they got to get him down. He's not just breaking tackles. He's breaking tackles by real good tacklers.
D'Angelo Williams is back in for Carolina. The tight end, Jeff King, splits wide left. Delhomme looking. Rolling for Muhsin Muhammad. He's in. Touchdown. What a play by Muhsin Muhammad. 9 penalties against the Panthers. They're set back to the Bears' 42. It's still a first down. And Delhomme gets time. That one is a little too high for Muhsin Muhammad coming across the middle. Let's check out the Giants and the Rams. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, this pass not going through the fingers of anyone. Eli stepping up, finding Amani Toomer for the score. Giants come out, extend the lead as they start the second half. It's now 20-6. Sam, Tim, and Chris.
Sam, slow down. Sam, slow down. It's week 2.
Eli looking pretty good. Thanks, Kurt. Giants off to a good start. Jonathan Stewart stays in, takes it on the delay, straight ahead, got tripped up, and falls forward across the 40 to the 39-yard line. Will bring up a 3rd and long for the Panthers. They have to get to the Bears' 22-yard line for a first down. Israel Adonijah comes into the game. Good rotation for the Bears on the defensive line.
And you need that in this kind of heat. I mean, that Chris has talked all day about the heat index down there, and they've been rolling in 6-7 defensive linemen, keeping the guys fresh.
3 wide receivers for Carolina. Work out of the shotgun. Goodley leaped or actually fell across the line. The pass was a bad one. It wouldn't have been, would not have counted even had Charles Tillman made the interception. 7 and donate $5 to the Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund. Please do all you can do. Delhomme steps up and runs for it. Slides and gets hit hard at the 27-yard line, and he is shaken up. Lance Briggs came in and really slammed Jake Delhomme.
Well, it was both of them. It was Briggs and Urlacher. I think Urlacher comes in from the side. Look at Jake.
Oh,
look at him.
He's tough.
Now, as the rule reads, the defense has got, the quarterback's got to slide soon enough to where the defense has time to let up. This is a late slide. I think Briggs had already committed himself. You're right, it was Briggs. Watch him come in from the side right here. And that's just a headshot. Was not helmet to helmet. It was more shoulder pad to helmet on Jake Delhomme.
He's upset. Seemed to pull something as he went out of bounds on that last return. Forte and McKee in the backfield, both wide receivers to the right. Off the play fake, Orton felt pressure, got rid of it to Greg Olsen. He dropped the ball again. It's recovered by the Panthers. Second fumble of the game by Greg Olsen. The recovery by Chris Gamble.
And guess who forced it? Chris Harris.
Oh boy. On the Bears 26 with Stewart and Hoover in the backfield. Jeff King the tight end. Jonathan Stewart, not much there. They wrap him up at the 25. Pick up of a yard on the play. Good job by run defense of the Bears. Chris Harris, we talked to you about the fact that he forces fumbles. First he secures the tackle, then he goes for the ball, and he did it better than anyone last season.
What's amazing is how fast it happens, and he doesn't even think about it anymore. It just comes natural to him. I mean, most guys are just thinking secure the tackle. He's thinking get the tackle, punch it out, and it all happens within a split second.
Full backfield, and Stewart cutting it back. There's a hole there. Stewart bounces off the tackle attempt by Kevin Payne and gets a first down at the 13-yard line.
Watch Jeff Otaw on Lance Briggs. He's going to take him 12 yards out of the screen. Look at, I mean, he's still driving him. He gets a nice seam right there for Jonathan Stewart, and then just blows it wide open with his block. Good pancake block by Muhsin Muhammad out on the edge, wide receiver. That's one thing Moose does very well. That's physical play right there. That's why they drafted the big fella in the first round, Jeffrey Otaw.
Pickup of 12 on that last play. Two tight ends in. Hoover and Stewart in the backfield. Muhsin Muhammad down to the 7-yard line. We go to Chris Myers. What's up with Devin Hester, Chris?
All right, Sam, just talked to Bear officials. They brought the team doctor and trainer over. Those rib problems you showed are bothering him enough that they are ruling him out for the rest of this game. Devin Hester out with rib problems for the Bears.
Thank you, Chris. Here's that last return.
And he just went out of bounds, and right there, as he grabs his left ribs or abdominal area, that looked like where it happened. Wasn't even touched for the most part in terms of taking a big hit in that spot.
On 2nd and 4, Stewart, good hold, and Urlacher filled it, and the Bears stop him short of the first down. Kevin Payne came in to help out Brian Urlacher, whose helmet popped off.
You got to be impressed with Jonathan Stewart. Urlacher is no slouch when it comes to tackling, and he just dripped right off the rookie right there.
Panthers getting some life. The turnover, a big one. There's Devin Hester being carted off. That is a sight Bears fans and Bears players don't want to see. 3rd and just under 2. It's Stewart, and he's down to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown. First NFL touchdown for the rookie from Oregon, Jonathan Stewart.
To them at a young age, a disobedient child doesn't live his days. He said that scared him into being a model citizen, and he's a model player for John Fox of the Panthers.
He's done a great job. Thank you, Chris. Orton dropping it off to Jason McKee, the fullback, with a nice move. Is shoved back after he got up to the 27-yard line. Play is blown dead. It was whistled dead after forward progress up to the 27. Julius Peppers shaking up a little bit on the play. Seems to be okay. Gain of 7 on the play. Now the Bears need to regain control. Forte and McKee in the backfield. Orton changing the play. Punt fake, wants to go deep. Up top, he throws it away. As the Panthers had Brandon Lloyd well covered with a pair of Chris Gamble and Charles Godfrey. Bring up a 3rd down for the Bears.
They got Orton down. Watch Diggs. He's going to tell his corner it's a pass. Look, here it comes. Here comes the pass, alerting the corners. And, of course, it's a pass. They've got the audibles down, whether it's Chris Harris knowing what they're calling, or they've just got a great feel what Kyle Orton's doing right now verbally.
3rd and a long 2. 3 wide receivers in. Marty Booker in as the 3rd. Again, Orton barking out the play. They change it. They go to Forte. Nothing there. Stuck at the 25. Charles Johnson, the defensive end, leading the charge for
in favor of the Carolina Panthers. You can feel it in this stadium.
Delhomme with time, the pass block. Looked like Lance Briggs got up to get a hand on that pass.
Clearly a halftime adjustment for Carolina offensively was to come out Jeff Davidson, the offensive coordinator, and with all those looks at the line of scrimmage, start getting it behind him with the passing game. Start hitting them in that 6 to 14-yard second level of the passing game in terms of that second level zone. And it's been effective since they've gone to it here in the 3rd quarter.
Jake Delhomme 7 for 15, 85 yards in the game. Here's Stewart spinning out 1 tackle and finally wrestled down at about the 38-yard line as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 8 at their own 38-yard line. Delhomme swings it out to D'Angelo Williams, thrown for a loss by Alex Brown. Good play by Brown, all over it. And that forces the Panthers to punt, and the Bears needed to settle things down. They needed a big defensive stand, and they got it right there. The turnover. Now the Bears start from the 12-yard line. Their last two possessions, they've had a fumble, which led to the Carolina touchdown, and a 3-and-out. Forte and McKee in the backfield. It's Forte. Ran into a wall. No gain, maybe lost a yard on the play. Gary Gibson, number 91, third-year man out of Rutgers, moves in for the tackle. Both teams rotating the defensive linemen.
And I think if you look at Chicago offensively, you can't all of a sudden go into a shell and just start running the ball every down. They are committing an extra guy. Most of the time, Chris Harris defensively, you see cushion here. They got to take advantage of that cushion in coverage.
Two tight ends, both split out wide. On 2nd and 10, Orton goes short to Rasheed Davis and brought down at the 15-yard line by Niall Diggs. Comes a big third down play. Carolina's defense has made some big plays in this game, despite the fact that the Bears have had over 200 yards in offense. Mike Turkovic, the defensive coordinator, calling out the play. Booker in as a third wide receiver for Chicago. On 3rd and 6. Orton goes short, got it through. To Matt Forte. Boy, he threaded it. He threaded the needle on that one, got it through a couple of defenders. Forte a first down at the 25-yard line.
Forte here, he's just going to slip up behind the center, Olin Kreutz. Just a little kind of a middle screen. Boy, it looked like Kreutz was about 4 or 5 yards down the field right there and didn't get called for it. Got away with one there, did Olin Kreutz.
Owen Walker in on the defensive line for Carolina. Blitz coming. Quick out to Rasheed Davis. And a good tackle by Chris Gamble. Short pickup up to the 28-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play.
Orton has been highly effective on third down, and most of the game they had been in third manageable, which is 3rd and 4 or less. That time 3rd and 6, found Forte up the middle. But if you can get, your third down conversions around 40%, it's a job well done. They're at 55% conversion rate right now, are the Bears offense on the money down.
Julius Peppers to the sideline, Charles Johnson in. Matt Forte, nice cutback. Forte turns it into a big gain. Flag on the play. And that will bring it back. A big run is negated by a holding penalty against the...
Aren't going to miss it.
2nd and 8 at the 27. Fakes the draw. Orton going deep. Way down, he overthrows Brandon Lloyd. Well covered on the play by Chris Gamble. We'll bring up a 3rd and long for the Bears. Bears have taken 10 penalties in the game. We talked about Carolina's penalties earlier, but the Bears certainly have been guilty of way too many. Mark Bradley comes in at wide receiver. Marty Booker is in as they go with 3 wide receivers. Desmond Clark lines up in the backfield. Orton gets rid of it, and it's almost intercepted. Dropped by Chris Gamble, who stepped in front of Mark Bradley. Carolina starts from the 35. Penalties, a big factor in this game. Jonathan Stewart in the backfield off the play fake. Outside of Brad Hoover, the fullback. Across the 40, up to the 41-yard line. Tillman made the tackle. For Carolina, offensive struggles in this game. A lot of them have come because of penalties. Penalties negated the big passing play. This time, Jeff King, the tight end, lost control. That was an interception. And then this pass, a good one to Muhsin Muhammad. That was called back.
Hold on, big Jeff Ota, the right tackle.
From the 41, Stewart. A little cutback, breaks through the hole, and an ankle Critical tackle by Marcus Harrison prevented what could have been a long gainer. Nevertheless, a first down for Carolina at midfield.
And the Fox message sank in at halftime about cleaning this thing up. They had 8 penalties in the first half of this game, 1 penalty so far in the second half, and that was the one that was the touchdown called back to hold on Otah. So they've been a lot cleaner, a lot sharper here in the second half have been the Carolina Panthers.
Stewart has given the offense a big boost. 8 carries, 51 yards in the second half. And coming through, Mike Brown on the blitz, untouched, to take down Jake Delhomme. Wow, he burst through there.
Wow, and Jonathan Stewart, that's a rookie mistake. Jonathan Stewart's got to pick him up. Here's Mike Brown. He's going to go right through the A gap, which is between the center and the guard. Jonathan Stewart, that's his guy.
Wow. Loss of 5 on the play. Second sack of the game for the Bears. Who again load up the line. The play fake by Delhomme. He gets time and he throws it away. Let's check out the Giants and the Rams. Rams trying to come back, Kurt Menefee.
Well, the Rams proving that sometimes it helps if you can be lucky if you're not good. Mark Bulger up top. Torrey Holt looks like it's batted away, but on his back. Holt holds in the 45-yard score. That's the Rams' first touchdown of the season. It's 20-13 Giants with the lead in the fourth quarter. Sam and Tim?
Thanks, Kurt. I don't know how he caught it, but he did.
Great the Rosie
catch.
Rosen play.
Out of the shotgun on 3rd and 15. D'Angelo Williams in the backfield for Carolina. Pressure on Delhomme. They got him. Israel Adonijah. He is strong. He comes in on passing situations, and Adonijah burst through for the 3rd sack of the game for the Bears.
He is a rare athlete. Here he is, number 71, and it looks like he's just going to go around the corner. Yeah, they have a little tackle end game going where Agulia came.
Were fumbled away by Greg Olson. Forte working through the first wave of tacklers. It's up to about the 14, a pickup of 4 on the play. John Beeson with the tackle. Forte, 21 carries, 84 yards in the game.
Remember setting the edge, Chris Harris. Watch the pull right here by Garza. Watch 43 come in here and set the edge on this offensive guard who outweighs him by 100 pounds. Pow! Chris Harris pack a punch or what?
Let's give Forte 3 yards on
said
that
his
last
mom.
one.
Chris
You're
said
right.
his mom asked him, "Why do you hit guys so hard?" He said, "Moms, it's my job."
Forte brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's Maake Kemoeatu, the nose tackle. Chris Jenkins left, signed with the Jets as a free agent. They needed a big man in the middle. Kemoeatu and Damian Lewis are the men who man the middle.
That's the definition of a space eater. What you call Maake Kemoeatu with that big old body. You rarely move him off the line of scrimmage.
Marty Booker in as a 3rd wide receiver. 3rd and 7. Orton out of the shotgun. With time. Goes deep. He's got a man. It's Marty Booker, but he overthrew him. Booker got behind Ken Lucas. In your area. From the 45. Jonathan Stewart stays in. The slant to Muhsin Muhammad into Bears territory. Down to the 47-yard line. He picked up 8 on the play. Charles Tillman covering.
And Tillman has been on Muhsin Muhammad most of the day. Lovie Smith told us yesterday that he would use Charles Tillman, number 33 there, to shadow Muhsin Muhammad. And I talked to Moose before the game. He said, you know, he expected it. I said, what do you expect? Because I think they'll shadow me with Tillman. He goes, nothing new. We used to battle in practice every day. 5
catches in the game, 59 yards for Muhsin Muhammad. Had a touchdown catch negated by a holding penalty. Off the play fake, Delhomme drops it off to Brad Hoover. The fullback hops over one man and gets down to the Bears' 35-yard line. Nice move by Brad Hoover. He picked up 12 on the play and goes to the sideline feeling some discomfort.
Johnny Fox was telling him, get upfield, get upfield. I saw him from the sideline up here, and there was the cut inside. Picks up an extra 5 or 6 yards. Hard to see where he may have hurt himself.
McGowan missed him. Kevin Payne made the tackle. The Panthers on the move. Trailing by 4. Nick Goings replaces Hoover. This is Stewart breaking a tackle, and Dvorak has to take him down, but not before Jonathan Stewart gets a first down inside the 25. Stewart has really given the Panthers offense a big boost.
Watch this guy create a block for him in 87, Muhsin Muhammad. I mean, he goes in there and just takes out Kevin Payne. That's what you call digging out a safety, creating the edge for your running back who gets 10 yards on the run.
D'Angelo Williams was the running back for most of the first half. It's been all Jonathan Stewart here in the second half. Off the play fake, Delhomme completes it to Jeff King at the 1-yard line. He was covered by Hunter Hillenmeyer, the linebacker on the play, but the Panthers are inside the 1.
And that's the matchup they wanted. King on Hunter Hillenmeyer. Watch the quarterback, though, hang in there and make this throw as he's getting hit by Tommy Harris. Boy, what a job by Jake, hanging in there. Here comes the rush, and he squeezes it in between the linebacker and the safety.
Jeff King wanted a touchdown. They spotted
Jake Delhomme in the 4th quarter.
Oh.
Whoa.
He's known for his 4th quarter comebacks. Stewart and Hoover in the backfield. Stewart bounces into the end zone. Touchdown. And Carolina leads for the first time. This is one of them. The Bears down by 3. The ball spotted at the 29-yard line. Orton stepping back and calling the play to Matt Forte. Outside complete to Desmond Clark, the tight end. Up to the 35-yard line. He picked up 6.
We talked earlier about the 3 levels of the passing game, 0 to 5 being level 1, 6 to 14 yards being level 2 right there, and then the one that can crush and loosen up defenses, 15 yards to the end zone. Kyle Orton, for the most part, has been in level 1 of the passing game, right, and of the zone, the passing zone. So that's exactly what Carolina wants them to do. They'll rally up and make tackles, make them work their way down the field slowly.
2nd and 4. Orton steps up. He's got an open man and overthrew Rasheed Davis. Not a good pass by Kyle Orton. Davis was open. Orton has missed a couple here in the 4th quarter. The earlier one where he had Marty Booker 3 yards behind the defender.
Well, they've tried 9 times to go to level 3 in terms of the level 3 passing zone. He's only hooked up 1 time.
There's a big 3rd down play. Both teams have all of their timeouts remaining. Crowd is loud. 3 wide receivers in. Pressure, the blitz from the outside. Orton hit, and that play was broken up by Richard Marshall. He busted it with the big blitz from the outside. Offensive coordinator come up with Stewart and Hoover in the backfield as they start from the 20. Stewart. Good strength across the 25-yard line. Look at what's happened in Detroit. Hoping to get another chance to get some points. Stewart, oh, good tackle on the play by Kevin Payne. The 2nd-year man out of Louisiana Monroe is taken over as the starting strong safety with a good stop. There's offense wants that ball back. Here's the big 3rd down play. They have to get to the 30 for a first down. The toss to D'Angelo Williams. And he is brought down at the 27-yard line. And the Bears use their 3rd and final timeout.
I think a career long for Robbie Gould has been 49 yards.
Exactly right. Bears start from the 41. 3 wide receivers in. Forte on the draw play. Big hole. Nice gain for Forte up to midfield. Picked up 9 on the play, but the clock runs. Thomas Davis made the tackle. No huddle for the Bears. Orton sets it up. The short pass, a wobbler, incomplete. Intended for Rasheed Davis. I don't know if it was tipped at the line or not. Kind of wobbled out of the hands. There's the field goal kicker, Robbie Gould. Good, accurate kicker, but as Tim said, has never made one longer than 49. Here's 3rd and 1 for the Bears. After this play, the 2-minute warning. 3 wide receivers. Desmond Clark is the tight end. Quick outside, almost intercepted. Chris Gamble broke on the ball and almost picked it off in front of Marty Booker. 3 tight ends in. 2 tight ends in. Kellen. The play straight ahead is stopped. The fullback McKee is short. The Panthers have stopped him. They went to the fullback Jason McKee. And a big defensive stop by the Carolina Panthers.
Boy, that's hard to believe. I mean, when you have to make a play with the game on the line and you give it to your fullback. Now, I got no problem running it inside in between the A-gaps. And that's right here. I mean, this is where they've had their success. But Make Kimoyatu, 99 right there, gets great surge.
Oh.
And then you look here, crashing down inside. Who is that? Out at the left defensive end. He just crashes down inside, flashes in front of Kellen Davis. I'd have preferred the ball go to Forte right there myself. Everywhere.
And after that recovery, Carolina marched in for a touchdown that really gave them life. Carolina Panthers are 2-0 as they win their home opener. The former Bears acknowledge one another. A disappointing finish for Kyle Orton, John Fox, and Lovie Smith with the handshake. Carolina with Jake Delhomme firing up his team after he got hit hard by Lance Briggs. He went to the sideline pounding his chest.
How about going 2-0 without your best player, Stevie Smith?
He'll be back tomorrow. Carolina with a big second half. 17 unanswered points to win it 20-17. We'll be